are mighty. So I am going to need your energy. I am going to need you to make some noise. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Baltimore in recovery. Make some noise for yourselves. I need to hear. Let me see what's happening. Oh, excellent. I love the energy. So we are here and we give thanks for the New Song Community Learning Center. We give thanks for New Song Academy and the Baltimore Rock Opera Society for bringing Baltimore and recovery here to New Song Academy. Yes? Yes? Okay, so we want to get the show on the road, but I want to talk to you about theater etiquette. Can we talk about theater etiquette for a moment? Now, the first part of theater etiquette is if you have a cell phone, let me see it. Hold your cell phone up. Let me see. Oh, look at y'all. Y'all got technology. Now I need you to put it on silent. I need you to, right now, put it, see, because y'all had it out, so I know you got it. So we are going to put that on silent to make sure that we can enjoy the show uninterrupted. We good? We also going silence any tablets, any TVs, VCRs, radios, anything you might have. We are going to silence that. So, in theater etiquette, we are taught to sit up straight. Let me see your theater etiquette posture. We sit up straight, and our shoulders are back, and our head is up, and everything is very reserved because we are at the theater. But I am here to tell you that we are at the Baltimore Rock Opera Society, so we do things a little bit different here. Yeah, say different. Excellent. So, we are going to relax our posture. Let's give thanks for my beautiful assistant, Tula. Make some noise. Yes, the creator, the answer, the reason for all of this greatness. And so let me see your posture when you're just chilling at a Baltimore Rock Opera show. Yeah, see, you can be you, right? You take up space, you all have room. You be you. If you want to laugh, sometimes in theater you're taught to keep it together. If you laugh at a Baltimore Rock Opera Society show, what show am I? You go off. I love it. Do y'all feel that energy? You understand what we're saying? And you know dancing is normally not permitted at the theater. But at a Baltimore Rock Opera Society show, you can what? What you do? Hey, what? We want you to dance. We want you to sing. We want your energy. We want you to open your hearts. We want you to open your minds to this beautiful message that will be presented here today. Is that all right? Yeah. All right, we got some actors, and they need to know that you all are ready to receive them. So, I'm going to give you the count of 3, and you are going to make some noise, and we are going to start Baltimore in recovery. 1, 2, 3, make some noise. Excellent. Enjoy the show. Thank you, Tula.
What's good? I know it's not like a million of us out there. Let's just sound like, let's pretend there's a million of us out there. What's good? There we go. We are the Out of the Wood Experience. We're a hip-hop, rock, spoken word, poetry band. We gonna rock a few things. We gonna rock for y'all. Is that cool?
That didn't sound like that was cool. That sounded like that was like, no.
Are y'all feeling good? Yeah! If you feeling good, give me a Ric Flair. Woo! Woo!
I like that. That was nice.
Say free.
Free.
Say fall.
Fall.
So free falls when you just let things go. So about a year ago, I jumped out of a plane with a parachute. Not without a parachute, because I wouldn't be here. But I jumped out of a plane with a parachute, and I realized that when you're in the sky, you're just gliding down. It's like the most free feeling you could ever have. You know what I'm saying? So when I say free fall, it's like, yo, let it go. Just be free. Let the air take you. Let your mind take you. Let your soul take you. So when I say free. Say fall. Say free. say fall. Free fall and just let go. In my head, the spotlight's addicted, every page my mistress. I write these defense my wife, legal making the stage dive, suicide in the room. My new weapons, the microphone, my words even hurt me when I speak the truth. As I walk in the lane, dancing on the edge, holding musical notes, every last word said I let go. Yeah, don't wanna free fall. Yeah, don't wanna free fall. Frustrated because you're naked, still can't bear it all. As I walk to the ledge, dancing on the edge, holding musical notes. Every last voice said I let go. There's no one to free fall. You just gotta let go. There's the one to free fall. There's the one to free fall. There's the one to free fall. Free fall. Let it go.
Don't jump out of planes without parachutes.
Hello. Thank you for trusting me with your time. I'm Dr. Jean Howard. You can call me Dr. Jean. Would you mind pronouncing your name for me? I don't want to say it wrong.
My name's Duquette. Duquette. Duquette Patterson. Of the East Baltimore Pattersons. You can call me Mr. Patterson, sir.
And where are you living at the moment, Mr. Patterson? Are you still at 5818 Sinclair Lane?
Yeah, but just because I stay there, don't mean I live there. Feel me? They say I gotta live somewhere, so I say that's where I live. But that's not where I live, that's just where I stay.
So, who lives on Sinclair Lane?
My mother?
You live with your mother.
I just told you that's not where I live, that's where I stay.
Got it. I stand corrected.
Nah, you're not listening, yo. I don't like repeating myself, and I really hate being misquoted. Misquoted leads to gossip, and I don't do gossiping. I ain't got time. I can be out here getting my money. Matter of fact, ain't that what your job's supposed to be? Supposed to be helping me get myself together so I can get back out there and get my money right. That way next time somebody asks where I live, I tell them where I live instead of where I stay.
How often do you think you've stayed with your mother?
Like, you talking about after she raised me? Probably on and off since the first time she got out of the hospital. She got HIV back in 2010. So, felt like I moved back in with her when she was in the projects in PVG, help her out. But real talk, I was really needing a place to stay. I lost my place when me and my girl broke up. I was locked up, I got out. So I was like, boom, get over east, cut my mom's out, just put my head out.
I'm sorry to hear about your mother's illness. That has to be hard for you.
She take a gang of pills, ton, but I ain't tripping, she alright.
I want you to know that you don't need to feel pressure to talk right away, or at all today. I'm here to listen.
Look, I ain't gotta talk. I know this. I can sit this whole session in silence if I want to. I ain't gotta say, I just gotta see. That's the mandate, dummy. But if I was to talk, it's a safe space for real though, right? I can say whatever kind of messed up stuff I want to say. You can't use it against me. Get me canceled. You know what? If anybody see me out here, you ain't my therapist. Matter of fact, you ain't a therapist at all. You my client. I'm here to do work on your ride. Your biz. Yeah, I've detailed it.
As long as you don't present yourself as a threat to others or yourself, I'm required to hold in confidence what you say here. Oh, so you squeegee.
Yeah, I squeegee. I sell loose ones. I sell world's finest chocolate. I Arab ain't got no horse, but I'm enterprising. You know anybody need a bus pass? Nah, you don't know nobody catch no bus for real. Not here at least. Maybe New York, Chicago. But people like you don't catch the bus here.
People like me.
Yeah, only people like me catch the bus in Baltimore. People like me, we hate riding that shit. I seen my pops on it like a minute ago. He didn't say nothing. Probably thought he dreamed it. He was too busy leading all them views. Either way, we hit the intersection. He pop up out of his seat, push his way up out the back of the bus, yelling, "Back door!" Now this dummy banging on the glass like he losing it. So the bus driver let his stupid ass out in traffic. Something like that was gonna happen to you on a bus in Manhattan? Probably because it's part of some kind of experimental theater joint. But when that happens here, it's because we over east. I don't need that. As soon as I get my L's from the court, this suitcase, get a little ride, start hacking and doing Uber again. You know, black people started that ride share hustle, feel me?
Really? Care to tell?
Oh, yeah. See, back in the day, when we couldn't get no cabs because of racism, there was always other dudes in the community that you could reach out to. They'd run you back and forth to the store, to work, see your side chick, all that. And even when we could get cabs, they commit what millennials might call microaggressions. Take a certain cab company like Jimmy's out in the county. You couldn't even hail Jimmy's. You had to call them. And even then, they wasn't coming to the city to drop your black ass off or pick you up. Unless it's another ride fare going back out to the county. Now, who got the time and the mental dexterity to organize those kind of vehicular gymnastics? Not me. You ain't got to worry about that with a hack. Because with a hack, they come find you. All you got to do is this, and we got you. But Uber? Yeah, Uber. That should have been us for real. We was in charge back then. We be talking about Uber in the past tense now. But y'all don't want us having nothing. Maybe one or two, but no more. Declarations say all men created equal, but the Bible prove otherwise. You know much about the Bible? About the story of Noah? One that ain't about the ark?
I think I'm familiar with it. Noah and his sons.
Yep, he had some sons. And you think they'd be cool because of what happened with the ark, but he still cursed one of them to generational servitude forever. by putting this mark on him so everybody knew he had the curse. And now that caused this inequality between the brothers and all of mankind forever. And that mark is supposed to be where black people come from. We're supposed to be the cursed children of Noah's cursed son. And the mark is our dark skin, this world's finest chocolate. Now, what got me real messed up about this is that Noah could have just not done that in the first place, or any of his son's brothers could have stepped up and advocated for their brother. But they chose not to. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because how you know how high you sitting unless you got somebody to look down on? See, the real curse on the son wasn't his dark skin. Real curse on the family, that they turned on each other. They ain't stick together. But that's what we do.
That is a very profound analysis.
Oh, I know. I know. I've been a street corner preacher too. Me and a bunch of my siblings preach. We wasn't dumb, just poor. I got a whole gang of brothers and sisters too. They're my daddy's kids for real. He ain't never met a girl he ain't put no baby in. Maybe I should have said woman. But we didn't really live with him. I stayed with him sometimes. Every now and then he'd pick us up, drop us off over at his grandmother's house while he went out and did, I don't know, whatever. Maybe, probably make more babies because every couple of years a new combination of kids. I was cool with him for the most part. It was, I went to middle school with a sister and two brothers, London, Titan, and Roger. And then another sister, Jada, she lived on my block on Biddle when we was down the hill. I met four more siblings, Renaya, Cuthbert, Amari, and Jamari, at Artscape, at my aunt's funeral. And then with my cousin Afram at Norma Jeans, where we ran into that rapper DMX, my dog. R.I.P. Dog Man X! Come on! Woo. Yo, but yeah, I got plenty of siblings for real, man. And some of them I ain't never met because they moved away. They so deep in these streets, they straight disappeared.
You know, you've told me about your work and your family. I'd like to hear something about you. Just you.
So, basically, you want to hear something messed up about me?
No, not messed up. How about a time when you felt happy inside about yourself, about life, about the future?
See, that's dumb right there. You ain't go to all the schools you went to and make all that money you made to get just to hear some good shit about me.
Well, maybe I just want to hear happy stories today. Switch it up, you know. Can you help me?
What if all I got is sad stories?
What did you say?
Said I ain't got no happy stories, all right? All right. I got a story for you. One time I was happy. So, me, my mom, my girl Burnett, we was gonna move in together in Middle River. They got some nice townhouses out there. Plus my mom, my girl, they cool because they from the same projects. And my girl was my babysitter when I was growing up. Yeah. So, I enjoyed that. But after high school, I went and stayed with her. Thought we was going to start a family for real. But it was taking a long time. I didn't know what was up. So one day we was on the porch drinking. And Burnett, she comes over and she was like, she had this big ass Black and Mild, hollowed out, filled it with that OG Kush. That's my favorite, right? She's like, you need to relax. Smoke this. I got something important to tell you. So, I blaze. It's dope. I'm feeling real good. And she was like, yo, dude, you know how we've been trying to get pregnant, but it's taking a long time. I'm like, yeah, baby, I know, but I got you. I've got this. We're going to be pregnant in no time. She was like, that's what I want to tell you. I got pregnant. I mean, wow. I mean, I was happy. I was happy for us because we was going to be a mama and daddy for real. I would have been more hyped, but I was hot and Snoop Dogg in a hot air balloon, so I didn't really have my thoughts together. But I was happy. I was happy like I could cry. I was happy like the sun was shining in me. And so we smoked a bit more, feeling good. And I ain't never got no girl pregnant that I know of. So I don't really be knowing, but we smoking, we drinking. I'm like, yo, Burnett, you gonna mess the baby up. And she's like, what's I want to talk to you about? I feel like I no longer want to have kids. She told me that. Real talk, felt like a piece of me died.
Did she share with you why?
She said she was having second thoughts about having kids. And she said that she thought she wouldn't be good with kids. We broke up a couple days later. I ended, because, I don't know, man. Something about us was always off. But, in a few minutes where I thought I was going to be a dad, that's the only time in my life, the only time that I've been happy, like really happy. Like all the crazy that led up to that moment of my kid being made, none of it mattered. I felt like I had a future. Like, I was happy because I was gonna finally have a real family, and I was gonna do right by my family. Like that hope that if I could do right by this kid, then all the bad that I've done, this curse, it'd be off me. So I'm no longer a nuisance to society because I did good. I put a good person on this earth. And man, I ain't talked about this. I ain't never really talked about this.
That's a lot of weight to put on an unborn child and yourself. If you believe that you are cursed, that's a heavy thing to carry.
That's what you think I need? Someone to curse me?
I think you need a lot of things. I hope you'll give us the time to figure out what you need.
You know, I'm sorry. I came up in here bogarting this whole meeting. I didn't really give you a chance to do your job. You've been playing defense this whole time. Can we start again from the beginning? I wasn't really down for this therapy thing, but you ain't really like what I thought you'd be like. And plus, you done seen some things. You know some things about me. Gotta keep you close. Keep an eye on you. Can't have you out here in the streets gossiping, because I don't like it. Talking about crazy ass Duquette from over east.
Well, yes, we can start over, and I appreciate you being open with me. But for now, let's take a break. Would you like a bottle of water? Oh, it looks like I'm out.
I'm good, I got one.
You sell water too?
Yeah, man.
Can I buy one from you?
You keep the cash. I have my office busy.
Hey, you still good? Woo. Now turn to somebody next to you right now. Just turn to them right next to you right now. Look them in the eye. smile if you brush this morning. If you ain't brush this morning, we know why you're not smiling. I want you to say, I appreciate you to that person.
I appreciate you.
Somebody's still mad because they know somebody brush. Let's take it. Like I'm going crazy, tell me or hate me, who's gonna save me from myself? When it feels like there's no one else, when it feels like there's no one left, I keep my feet on the ground, yo, on the ground, y'all, on the ground, because I'm happy now, but I'm crashing down, who's gonna save me? I'm frustrated, just leave me alone, I don't want to hear feedback from the microphone, see, streets are made for the sleep and patrol, so I lay back, let the folks pick up my phone, let him without sin cast the first stone, I rock this long road, voice explode, so when I lose control, my feet walk to souls, where words can't go, only emotions know, so when it's dark, it's cold, hear this down below, try to swallow me under hunger, got me wishing for a fistful of dollars, but why bother when we're all trying to sucker, chip on my shoulder turns into multiple y'all. This world is more colder than hell from the holder, so I speak to all soldiers when I say, struggle makes the heart hard. I feel like I'm going crazy, tell me or hate me, who's gonna save me from myself? When it feels like there's no one else, when it feels like there's no one left, I keep my feet on the ground, y'all, on the ground, y'all, on the ground, cause I'm happy now, but I'm crashing down, who's gonna save me? So you expect for me to tell a joke and make you laugh, because you don't know how I was in the past, mad eyes, I return, run and tell a friend, but you nasty, well of course I am, that's it with them, that's it in the rest of them, threaten my family, you will see them back around again, you're wrong alone to love, but down I'm all alone, every time you point to this, you make my head hard, break the first box and leave the throat scarred, and now you wanna call on God, you the devil, I never relax, I call my rhyme in your back, in between the muscles and the overdone task, the facts, when I auto-tunes, you just whack, the facts, I outshine you, but what you lack, keep your eyes on this, like I wrote a Bobby, make it laugh, that's that fact, I go crazy, love me or hate me, who's gonna save me from myself? When it feels like there's no one else, when it feels like there's no one left, I keep my feet on the ground, y'all, on the ground, y'all, on the ground, cause I'm happy now, but I'm crashing down. I never sold drugs, whole blocks of bus slugs, smoke pop bottles in clubs, smoke stuff, playing thug to get love, still had it rough, now adding enough, never locked up, all robbed or handcuffed, but I still blood, curse God for what's lost, worst thoughts bankrupt of self-love, struggle all the time, and they dream a lot, very young, headstrong, sad moms, grown men, mine's gone to prison, living wrong, gone for bad decisions, if you're holding your guns, and that you're doing it the sun, like sunrise without strife, moonlight, get by with no nights, live once, die twice, to get it right, so when you're facing death, still be ready, I'm going crazy, love your hate me, who's gonna save me from myself, when it feels like there's no one else, when it feels like there's no one left, still good? Alright, we gonna do one more song and then let's get back to action.
figured I should open my mind and practice what I preach and try to focus on this work.
Is that what you think therapy is? Work?
I think existing is work.
Well, I'm Dr. Gene Howard, Dr. Gene, and you're Miss Cleopatra Waverly?
Yes, that's correct.
How should I address you? Cleopatra?
Respectfully, that's too familiar.
That's completely fair. I understand, Miss Waverly. And I understand your apprehension on being here. But I want to assure you, as cliche as it sounds, this is a safe place.
Safe space? That's definitely a cliche in this town. I looked you up before I got here. You went to some of the best schools in the country, and that's all you got for me?
Well, safe place isn't as precise as I could have been. Let's call it a safer place. I guess I'll keep the therapist cliches going. How does that make you feel?
Come on now, Dr. Howard. You gotta be better than that. Is that what they teach you at Columbia?
It is, actually. One of the reasons cliches stay around as long as they do is the bits of truth baked into them. And the familiarity they bring can be comforting. They're like historical artifacts, passed down from great-grandparents to grandparents to other elders to us. I know history is your area of expertise, so I'm sure you get that. Look, all I'm trying to get to here is your truth, whatever that is.
Truth? 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 I'm okay.
You're okay.
How do I feel? What is true? What is real? How do I feel? I actually feel like some of my students. You know, when I'm getting high marks, not causing any problems, I'm Gucci. But when I don't reach the goalposts, and they are always moving, that's all they'll talk about. When I'm doing badly, all of my previous accomplishments are irrelevant. It's no wonder why so many of my students are discouraged and disengaged.
Do you often feel like them, or is this one of the first times you felt like your students on a more personal level?
The best educators make empathizing with their students a priority.
And do you consider yourself one of the best?
You damn right. Ask about me.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. Asking you about you. Are you one of the best?
Well, I used to be.
You've had a very long career, Miss Waverly. I'd love to learn more about how it started.
Well, I wouldn't be where I am today without the educators who molded me. My folks would always say that the key to having a better and more secure future was through education. And you know, my parents weren't the type that would tolerate slacking off. They were teachers too. We all are in my family.
Were your parents strict?
Hell yeah. They had to be. Look, I'm from Cold Spring. Are you familiar with it?
I know of it, but not particularly well.
Well, originally, it was going to be a counter to the 1968 unrest. It was also going to help stop people from leaving the city, even back then. It was going to help promote integration. You know, a nice area with walking trails and parks. You mean black people can actually live in a place surrounded by greenery? Revolutionary! Most of that didn't happen, though. But Cold Spring still turned out to be a decent place. I still remember hearing gunshots late at night. And I still remember the corners not to go to because of the dope boys. No matter the zip code, city life in my family boiled down to two roads that you could take: the streets or school. Both my parents' hands were firmly planted on my steering wheel, directing me away from street life.
And did that bother you?
Why would it?
Sometimes when we reflect on our past, we might see situations where we thought we had more agency and realize that important decisions were out of our hands. And that can cause unresolved resentment.
Let me tell you something, Dr. Howard. There is nothing unresolved about my resentment. I make it a point to resolve it daily. I'm angry. I'm resentful. I get that. I know why. But there's absolutely no resentment towards my parents about the way that they raised me, especially my schooling. Western High School, Morgan State University, and Howard University.
I can see you're very proud of what you've accomplished.
That's one thing I'm trying to impart into these young people: pride in yourself. I remember one time there was pride in telling people that you went to a Poly, a City, Western, or Dunbar, or that you studied music at Douglas High School before there was a school for the arts. You know Douglas, second oldest high school in the country, created specifically for black kids.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I honestly never knew that. And I've lived in Baltimore for quite some time.
Right there.
I'm sorry.
That moment just then, when you learn something, that's why I do what I do, or what I've done until recently.
I did notice your eyes lit up just then.
I'm full of history. Most of my students don't know what happened before them or what's happening around them now. Most people in general aren't. I make it a point to educate every chance I get. My family is full of history, and educating is our legacy, kind of our family business. You know, me being a teacher is directly related to my family's history.
We might have found the first thing we have in common: the love of history.
Well, don't get all liberal on me just yet.
Actually, I'm libertarian.
All right. I'll admit, you're skilled in the art of breaking down defenses. So can you help me out? I really don't want to be like this. I hate it. Be straight with me.
You feel I haven't been?
I've learned from my students that you get better results when you keep it real with them. You seem nice and all that, and I know you're doing your job just to get me to open up, but we're not friends chit-chatting at the spa. I have to be here. So tell me, what are the issues you're supposed to be addressing with me?
Okay, Miss Waverly. Fair enough. My job isn't just to get you to open up. It's to observe and evaluate you, among other things. I'm not yet convinced on everything your behavioral profile says, but I do agree with some of its initial assessments.
Wild guess that I'm angry?
Among other things, the breakdowns you've had.
You want me to talk about my breakdowns?
Well, at some point, we'll have to. But for now, tell me about a time when teaching was good for you.
Well, there were periods of possibility, of excitement. There were leaders with vision and determination. You know, my fellow teachers and I worked our fingers to the bone, cleaning up and setting up our classrooms, getting surrounding communities involved. I remember going to these meetings where we'd be throwing out all of these ideas. Hell, we even came up with games and songs to get people into picking up their trash. But resources dwindle. And in a place like this where the tax base is so small, the education budget suffers. Society has just destabilized in so many ways. And all the gambling money, from the lotteries to the casinos, never seems to quite find its way to us. And when the money just disappears from the education budget, and when city leadership just mismanages the money, not to mention that success in this profession is what my family does. All of my family is educators, moms and dad's side. My mom, my dad, and my grandmother trained teachers for years. The teachers that they trained, they got awards for their abilities. I was told that educating is a noble and honorable profession, one to be proud of, one of the best ways to serve your community. And my family has done it for years, got joy in it, found pride in it. Except let me tell you something, and I'm definitely invoking my doctor-patient confidentiality here. Like, seriously, if I found out this got out, then I'm coming for you.
Nothing you say will leave this room.
Having to relate to all of these generations, one after the other, is a chore. Learning the new dances, the new styles, the new slang, just so I can keep up with what's going on.
That has to be tough.
It is. All of this tick booking and face talking and Insta snapping and Discord. I know the last one is the only one I got right. But I have to be for these young people out there.
You have to be?
One time, I was driving around on the weekend running errands, and I saw one of my students at the intersection squeegeeing. He was a bright young man, but he was hard-headed. Saw too much life way too soon. But I could see his potential. I talked to him, all of them, about the importance of a good work ethic and seeing a future for yourself, even when others couldn't see it. So many of them get frustrated or just didn't get a good foundation from the get-go. Generational curses are real. When I was stopped at the red light, my student came over. He didn't immediately recognize me, just started cleaning my windshield. And when I rolled down my window to hand him some money, his eyes caught mine. I'll never forget the look on his face.
What did you see?
Shame. As if somehow he thought he was letting me down. And it happened so fast. I was horrified for a minute. And before I could call out to him, he'd run away. And look, I get why they get on people's nerves. It's not that they don't get on mine sometimes. I hate that they're out there. It's dangerous, It's not safe for anyone. But all I know about the history of this place is that we don't value all human life equally. And now, it's like we're proud of the fact that we don't value everyone's life. After that day, I never saw him in my classroom again. Tried to reach out to his parents. No luck.
Miss Waverly, if you can recognize that your students are doing what they can against odds that can often feel insurmountable, why can't you provide that same mercy for yourself?
Because I have to be better than that.
That's so much pressure to put on yourself.
But I am by myself. By myself. Nobody wants to help me. I'm a teacher. A fucking teacher. Who cares about me? They say actions speak louder than words, right? Right? If that's the case, what does society think about teachers based on the way that they treat them? Even this help was after I had 3 breakdowns because I'm the angry black woman. All my family, 5 generations of family did this work. Did it well. Got accolades for it. Praise for it. But look at me. My great-great-grandmother taught in the basement of a country church with no electricity. But now, you know, I gotta apologize to you. You ain't no joke. Got me in here all in my feelings like I'm new to this.
It says here that the most recent incident happened in the classroom after you received news about the death of a former student.
It was the student I saw squeegeeing that day. I'm not gonna front. There are some in my classes that are dangerous sometimes. But I've got a giant-ass class with people of every mindset. So I gotta be everything to them all at once. I gotta be tough and show them that I'm no pushover. But I need to show love too. I have to be current on the new music and trends just so I can stay relevant. I want to engage in more discussion and less punishment. But I also have to be a protector and teach consequences for actions. And I have to do more and more, year over year, with less and less. And so many people think that tough love is the answer. But you want to know the problem with tough love? People only spend time showing the tough part.
If you weren't teaching, what would you be doing?
Singing. I stopped singing to teach, you know. I was going to teach music, but you know they ripped all the music programs out the schools by the throat.
Well, maybe you should start singing again, even as a hobby.
Before I committed myself to teaching, I sang professionally for a hot minute. Took a year off to study abroad. Eventually, I met a music producer. A lot of things happened. And 6 months later, I had a hit single.
Can you sing for me now? Only if you don't mind.
Patient, doctor, confidentiality, right? When my student died, they asked me to sing at a memorial service for him. I declined. Didn't think it was appropriate. if I would have. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and longing for heaven and home when Jesus is my portion? A constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
How do you feel right now?
Well, feeling. And it's not anger for a change. Sometimes you gotta take the good feeling moments when you can get them and use them as fuel to keep moving.
Y'all can show us some more love, y'all. Make some noise. We still good? I'm always very anxious because I can't see, like the lights are on me, like when the cop roll up on you in the middle of the night and flash a light in your car. You can't see out, but you can see in. That's what it felt like right now. I don't know if y'all all cops. I don't know.
What about if they don't drive cars?
They'll never know the feeling.
Oh,
What's good? I'm not sure if I introduced the band. We are the Out of Order Experience. We are a hip-hop rock band, hip-hop, spoken word rock. We do a little bit of everything all in the song. I'm going to ask y'all for some help. So this song is called White Noise, and white noise represents, every distraction from the truth. Everything that is in position to make sure that you don't pay attention to what's happening is what we call white noise. What we call white noise is not the actual definition of white noise, although it kind of sort of is. So when I'm pointing to y'all, I just want y'all to yell white noise. Is that cool? Yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Bad. Are we good? We good to go? Now let's test drive this car real quick. I'll point to y'all to see if y'all can do it in unison.
White noise. White noise.
All right, thank you. Whoever's out there yelling that, I owe you a drink. Some hot cocoa. Now, the voices in my head kill Jimmy Cricket. The consciousness is dead. Next to the naked, legs of my bed. Sounds like the voices words I never said, the 10 Commandments, message from Muhammad, and Buddhist monks, they all God sent. Listening to an atheist repent, like full of regrets, the buzz from an alcoholic, intoxicated, cause we run from spirits, only to drink it, a folk blast, the sound of raining kids, a silence witness says a lot deceased, silence is for violence before we can speak, leave the do not disturb sign, hanging on the casket, rest in peace, even though while we lived, we made a lot of noise, and said absolutely, absolutely, nothing. All I hear is static. Short voice scratching. Elevator music. Radio being passive. I choice. Only fools rejoice. We can't hear a thing. We can't hear anything with all this. Y'all doing good. I appreciate y'all. Yo, my t-shirt used to read, do you listen to the lyrics? But I'm not hearing it, and I'm illiterate. We only care when the bass hits, not the being said. Look what we did. Show me some naked chicks who top kiss. Cause real life is too real. We rather be distracted and fall into a deepness, oblivious to the sounds of injustice. Except when it's just us, then we selfish. PvP warned us when the rap hits and still became addicted. Our own advice, we can't take it. See self-destruction in the distance, and deaf air echoes in empty heads. We somewhere else lost, like the car stereo. It's too loud, and we have to turn it down just to find ourselves. Down to find ourselves. Oh hell. I said, all I hear is static. Short voice scratches, white noise, elevator music, radio being passive. We tend to lose our voice. Only fools rejoice. You can't hear a thing, you can't hear anything with all this. Lost boys get hot off of pixie dust. They never really fly, never met, and always in the sky. From the ground down, parents seem to cry, never look inside. Believe it all these lies, the truth is all trauma, no alibi. Innocence is a crime, so why ask why? No ego, the truth is ready to die because the truth hurts. When it's problem in your mind, say, all I hear is static. White noise, short voice scratching. White noise, elevator music. White noise, radio being passive. White noise, we tend to lose our voice. White noise, only fools rejoice. White noise, you can't hear a thing. You can't hear anything. We all there. I can't see y'all. How many of y'all were born in Baltimore City? Just by noise, make some noise. West side, where you at? East side, where you at? South side, where you at? So I wasn't born in Baltimore City, but Baltimore's my home. I was born in London, England. And
Somebody said, oh my.
Oh my goodness, he's born in England. But I lived also in West Africa, Nigeria. And so I've been here since I was 13 though, so I've been here a long time. I'm like 86 right now, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if you don't drink and smoke, you're gonna look like this. Exactly like this, you know what I'm talking about, Michelle? Exactly like this, we look the same. So this song we're about to do is called Wahala. It's a Nigerian term, a Yoruba term to be specific, because in Nigeria there are 3 tribes: Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. I am of the Yoruba tribe. And there's a word called Wahala. Wahala means trouble. Okay, Wahala means trouble. Everybody say Wahala. Wahala. So if you hear Wahala, that means somebody saying, I got this trouble, this is a problem, this trouble, what's up? You know? You know what I'm saying? So when you're in school, some starting off like, yo, you want some Wahala? What's up? What's up? You know? So, but this song's about bringing the trouble, because I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I'm a performer, we're a band, and I like to do music that has something to say, something to be uncomfortable about, something to move forward about, something to make people feel like, yo, if they say don't say this because they don't want people to wake up, I want to be a part of those people that say that. You know what I'm saying? If they say don't read those books over there because they don't want you to know no better, I want us to read those books over there. If they say don't be aware, don't live your life the way you want to live it, I want to be a part of those people that say, yo, live your life, yo. The way you want to live your life. You know, there's a lot of people in this world, in this country, to be specific, because one of the hard parts about this country is that it's supposed to be so progressive. And there's a lot of people in this country that want us to stay in the 1913s, like way back when everything was in black and white, whatever that means. You know, they don't want us to grow. They want us to be any better than yesterday. They want us to stay exactly the same. I'm not about that. We're not about that. So I hope you're not about that. So this piece right here is called Wahala. Hope you like it. For my brother, for my mother, I'm making the moves, laying the cup with the groove, breaking all of the rules, and I fuck around, ruin your mood. Give up the blues like 45 days of cool day. Proud of storming the capital, and we watch you looking at fools' eyes. Fight these twins with aim, shoot out burst, they go bang, open spray, buckshot range, sink it deep, bust the bang. Gonna bite you the whole day, man, watch out all these blood stains. Making money and be more dummy. That's my heart, you want that ass. I bring you Wahala, leave the that's my honor. I bring you Wahala, leave the that's my brother. I bring you Wahala, leave the that's my mother. I bring you Wahala, Wahala. King like T'Challa, we can't be fooled by dollar. Response to all this trauma, we the physical forms of karma. I bring you Wahala, bringing you all of this drama. The opposite of Nirvana, ripping it like a pavana. Come and look at what you made. Pull the pin, we all grenades. Fill the rat, offering slaves and those who run the water and raised. Survive all this pain, trying to steal all this shame. Talk about us when they say that this right here is the home of the brain. Bring you Wahala, leave the down for honor. I bring you Wahala, leave the down for brothers. I bring you Wahala, leave the down for brothers. I bring you Wahala, Wahala. Wahala, hey! Wahala! Wahala, hey! Wahala, say with me! Wahala, hey! Wahala! Wahala, hey! Wahala! Wahala! Show some love to my brother. Chris, my hold it down. He came with us since he was like a kid for real. He an old man now, though. Alright, somebody here got me. Somebody here got me. Let's do this. How we go? The ID Wahala lovers serve you like a silver brother. The answer to your trouble starter. Come on, all the righteous anger. Listen to your body armor. Square up now, we dancing partner. Put you down my shipwreck anchors. Prove to you that we are tougher and stronger. We bring you a honor. Leave it up for honor. We bring you a honor. Leave it up for honor. We bring you a honor. Leave it up for honor. We bring you a honor. Wahala. Wahala. Hey. Wahala. Wahala. Hey. Wahala. Wahala. Hey. Wahala. We bring you wahala. We bring you wahala. Wahala. Hey. Wahala. Wahala. Hey. Wahala. Wahala. Hey. Wahala. We bring you wahala. We bring you wahala. Hey.
Milan Guilford. Come in, sit down, make yourself comfortable. What should I call you?
Milan is fine. Wow. You went to a lot of colleges, like a lot.
Yes. Well, not that many.
You wasn't liking where you was at, so you just dipped or whatever?
Well, no, I went to each school based on what I needed and wanted to learn about.
That's what's up. I didn't mean to come off judgmental, my bad.
I didn't think you were being judgmental.
You always wanted to do this?
I've always wanted to be in the mental health field, yes. Milan, you want to sit down or have you changed your mind about this?
Well, I can't really change my mind, can I? This is mandatory after all.
Well, yes it is, and you do have to be here. But you don't have to talk if you don't want to. But I really would like you to. And if you're gonna talk, you might as well take a seat.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how I feel about doing this, but I got a good vibe when I came up in here. I heard that you were just gonna prescribe me with a bunch of drugs, and I seen what drugs do to people, so I ain't down with that, but I got a good vibe, so we can try this. I don't get good vibes in most places I go to that I ain't familiar with.
Well, I'm glad you felt the vibe was good here. That's important to me. You seem to have a natural curiosity about things. Have you ever considered a career in this field?
Me? Nah, not me. I don't want to be going to all them schools. My bad. No shade, for real. I'm really not a shady person, no matter what you might have read about me in my files.
I haven't gotten that impression at all.
But you know, a lot of my friends be coming to me and I guess gossiping about other classmates. And I help them a lot. You know, at first people in my class would come and talk about other classmates and try to get me to choose a side. And I'll tell them, look, I'll listen to what you have to say, but I'm not taking no sides. They respected that. And after a while, they're trying to get me to like fight with them or whatever. They asked me how they could like solve their little issues. It's cool with me because I like to help people on the low for real, but I don't like to fight, and it seems like when people get close to you, they want to fight you. I feel like I'm the only person I know that don't like to fight. You ever been in a fight?
I've never been in a fight, no.
Really? Not even with your family? You must not have sisters or brothers.
No brothers, one sister, younger, and plenty of cousins. None of them I actually fought. A few arguments here and there, but no actual fights.
No school bullies or mean girls?
There were some, but they left me alone.
Wow. Sounds like you grew up real sheltered. How you survive being here? My bad. No judgment, for real. I usually don't mess up this much.
Like anything else, I take it one day at a time, I guess. And you don't have to worry about offending me. As long as you don't present yourself or others as a threat, what you say here is confidential. But what about you? You said you don't like to fight, so you do believe you can get by without resorting to violence. But
Well, just because I said I don't like to fight doesn't mean I don't sometimes. Shit happens and you gotta do whatevs. Can't be nonviolent 24/7. No, I can desecrate a bee if need be, but I don't like how it make me feel.
and how does it make you feel?
Oh, wow.
What?
Now you're sounding all therapist-like.
Well, that's what I am, and that is one of the reasons why you're here. Because of the fighting.
I don't really know.
You don't know.
Like, when I got signed up for this, they made it seem like I was just wilding out for no reason. I hadn't fought in a while until just the last couple of times they got me sent here. I used to fight a lot when I was younger, I guess. Other girls didn't like me because I was getting more attention than them because I have lighter skin. My dad is black and my mom is white.
You're biracial, mixed race.
Well, my mom hasn't been a part of my life for a while. She used to live in Dundalk. I ain't really sure how her and my dad hooked up for real, but it was probably some drugs behind it. After I was born, they moved over to Riggs Avenue, but my mom's family is originally from North Carolina. I never met them, but last time when she was trying to get clean again, she moved there with them and left me here, so. Now I just be around my daddy and his people, so I just tell everybody I'm black.
Do you ever feel like you're denying part of your identity by saying that?
Nah. My dad always says, there's no such thing as being black. When you mix race, mix with black or anything else, you just a black person with good hair. That's what he calls it, good hair. Because he don't know no better. I just really hated fighting with these bitches because it felt like I was like defending my whiteness or something. I don't know nothing about being white except they apologize to inanimate objects when they bump into them, but not to black people for slavery. That's why I just tell people I'm black.
Would it be easier if you told people you were white?
No. It ain't that I don't know my mom is white. Most black folks got some white folks in their background someplace. I just happen to know the one in mine. Well, one of the ones in mine. I'm good with it. Plus, since I've been raised around my daddy and his people, I've been raised black. You know, seasoning my food and all of that. Folks that don't know me and how I got this way be questioning how I am the way I am and why. But I know who I am. If I gotta fight because of that, I will throw hands.
Well, your family in North Carolina. Do you know what city they're in?
Either Charlotte or Chapel Hill, I think.
Those are beautiful cities, and not too far away. Have you ever thought about going down for a visit?
Nah, I don't really get out of town much.
Why not?
Because I just like being home. I don't go nowhere like that, really. I just chill with my family and friends. Plus, like I said, vibes don't be right in a lot of spots.
Are vibes always right with family and friends at home?
Nah, but I know what's up here, so when the vibes ain't right, I can bounce easy.
Do any of your family or friends travel outside of Baltimore?
Do federal convictions count? It's like, but not really. It's weird, like, whenever I leave the house, I be counting down to when I can get back home. I don't mind being out as long as I'm not out for too long.
Do you go to sleepovers?
No. I don't like sitting on strange toilets.
So, weekends at grandma's are out?
No. Well, I don't go to my grandma's house anymore because I'm too old for that. But when I was a lot younger, I had no problem using her bathroom. But that's when my parents were still together, and I'd visit her. She died of cancer. Before I moved in with my dad and his people, I kind of floated around. Didn't really have a place to stay. My mom had been talking about getting clean again. She tried a bunch of times, but it never worked for long. She said she couldn't get clean here. She needed to go be with her family. And then one day I came home from school to a letter saying she left and couldn't take me with her. She left a number for my dad. I called it. It was disconnected. I called my mom and her number is disconnected. I remember my dad, but I ain't seen him in a while, so I didn't know where he was. I crashed with friends for a while, then on the streets for a minute. I was not about that life. No one should have to be. But one day, I was driving the subway back and forth just to catch the time, and I run into my cousin, who said he remembered me from a picture my dad had on his phone. Apparently my dad had been looking for me, but no one knew where my mom was, so now that I got my place, I just really like my bed, my bathroom, my space.
Tom would be happy to hear that.
Who?
Oh, I was referring to Tom, a creator of an old social media website, MySpace.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. You don't look that old for real.
You think you might want to visit your namesake in Italy, Milan?
I'd have to fly on a plane for that, right?
Yeah.
Then no.
You don't ever wonder what it would be like to be in an airplane?
I want to fly, but only if it's on my own, like Storm from X-Men, so I can dip when I want to.
So you want to fly, but you don't like to travel?
I don't dislike traveling. I just don't like being away from home for too long. So if I could fly, I wouldn't have to worry about either one of those things.
There's still a matter of the strange toilet situation.
Nah, not really, because I could fly home, use the toilet, then fly right back.
True. Interesting you would mention Storm from X-Men. Did you know Storm is claustrophobic?
Nah, but I do know Halle Berry, who played her in the original movies, is black or with a white mother like me.
I didn't know that. Do you know what claustrophobia is?
I know phobias are a fear of things. Is it close spaces? No, wait, that's not it. Small spaces.
Yes. Small spaces or crowded spaces.
I'm not claustrophobic if that's what you're getting at. I just don't mind being in Baltimore. I don't get why that's so strange. I know it's violent and kind of crazy. You know, bad things happen here. Bad things have happened to me here, but for me, it's still okay for me to be here. I mean, you went to colleges all over the country, yet here you are, still here in Baltimore with me.
Yes, But I don't spend all my time in Baltimore. I leave the city every chance I get. Road trips to the Midwest, plane rides to South America and Europe, cruises to the British Isles. I even explore parts of Maryland and not just Ocean City.
I've never even been to Ocean City. I heard there's wild horses on the beach in Ocean City. Is that true? And if so, how do people just be like swimming with horses? Did you swim with horses? Wait, do horses even swim?
Horses do swim, but not in Ocean City. They're on Assateague Island, a ways down from OC.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
That's why it's important to explore as much of the world as you can, Milan. Don't take other people's word for it. Go out there and live a life that you've created for yourself.
Ugh. I just don't see why it's always gotta be me, us, leaving to go find the world. What if I want to make my world here and make the world come to me?
Do you think that's possible, Milan?
I mean, I don't know, but maybe I'll create something so undeniable, so amazing that you have to come to Baltimore just to experience it. Like, you can only see the White House in D.C. or the Empire State Building in New York.
What kind of creation did you have in mind?
Well, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I see people coming up with all kinds of creative stuff. One of my friends that my cousin used to go to high school with is all over YouTube with this thing called Hood Cinema. He's getting millions of views reviewing really, really old movies. You know, like from the 90s and 2000s.
I'm a little surprised to hear a young person say they like it here. A lot of the young people I meet are fearful of being here. They've lost loved ones and friends, so they don't like it.
I ain't saying I like it. I don't like how it makes me feel sometimes. I'm just saying I don't hate it. I don't hate it because it's mine. It's my home. One thing about being around my mom is I always felt like she hated me. Even though I was her child, her daughter. And then one day she just picked up and left like, I ain't matter. And it made me feel like I don't matter. I can't hate this place because it's my home. I can't walk away like it doesn't matter. It's things about it I hate, but I'm never gonna hate what's mine for real, for real. I know I gotta do better. I hope I get help doing better because I know I need help, but help from you, help from anyone willing to help me, but I've seen what hate can do. I've been hated by people that don't even know me. People in my family. And it's made me angry and it's made me ugly. I've seen hate make people not care. And once you don't care, you'll do anything, hurt anybody. So, I'm never gonna hate this place. I'm never gonna not care. Even if I can't make it all the way better, I'm not gonna make it worse. You know what?
What's that, Milan?
I was listening to myself just now, and I sounded really smart. Like, I was sounding brilliant. Like, I didn't know I could sound like that.
I agree. You are very eloquent.
It's not that my family don't talk to me, but they don't make me think and contemplate and then talk. I don't get deep like I just did. Plus, like I said, I'm young. You know, most people don't listen to young people like me. But
is this one of the first times an adult has, really talked to you?
Yeah. This is the first time an adult not related to me has really made me think and then talk. I mean,
that is one of the things that can happen when you let yourself experience unfamiliar things and places. When the vibe is right, of course, you learn things about yourself.
do you think I can make the vibe right here? I mean, has the vibe always been as janky as it is now?
Well, I'm not originally from Baltimore. I've lived here for about 15 years. And to be clear, I understand the difference between us transplants and native Baltimoreans. And I respect it. As far as the vibe goes, well, it has changed over the years, even since I've been here. And not for the better, honestly. I think a lot of help is needed. A lot of the kind of support that I give people, among other things. But, like you, I can't hate it because it's mine now too. So, if you, me, and the people I talk to can do our little parts to make this place better, who knows what the vibe could be like? Plus, Milan Guilford's gonna lead the charge in something so amazing, you just have to come to Baltimore to experience it, right?
Look, I just got started with this mental health thing. You might be doing a little too much today, but in time, let's get the vibe together first.
Oh, if you rep Baltimore, in Baltimore, and when you're outside of Baltimore, make some noise right now. If you don't let nobody talk trash about Baltimore, those who are not from Baltimore, make some noise right now. Don't let nobody talk no trash, yo. I don't care if they're from Philly, New York, California, Wakanda. I don't care where they're from, yo.
If you can spell Baltimore backwards, never mind.
This is our last song. This is just some Baltimore love right here. We got a show. Yeah, just vibe with us. If you enjoyed the show so far, make some noise. This is Baltimore, the most underrated North-South city. Pretty boarded up with a whole lot of possibilities. Was born here, proud to call this place my home. A new test for immigrant with nowhere else to go. This is B-Movie, beautiful like our heart's desire. We shine in sunrise, single moms be tired. Raising children, survivors with charms that light up. Corruption and prejudice was the real reason for the riots. This is Birdland, home on call. 2 rich ravens call me, Daddy doesn't plan. For the great tears fall. Beyond the block, say the dope boy before ever call. Off the corner, half a half. Chicken box with hot sauce. The club bounce got a whole sound. With gold fronts got a big smile. Where it works right now. I see around downtown. We call this body on Murderland. I guarantee you'll understand. Young motherfuckers in Baltimore with tea. Baltimore to inspire. We need more than non-fire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. You represent Baltimore. No, we represent Baltimore. Yeah. Chuck, what you gotta say?
This is Baltimore City. When even the clouds that blanket the sky begin to look green. And purple rain pours from the block. We support the ceasefire cause the crime don't stop. Even when the babies get shot. It's like it's money over life and worth the sacrifice. How many bodies gotta drop? How much blood spilled? The proof who's real. Never just to hurt, the intent is to kill from the depth of the harbor or the top of that hill. There's no place to hide when it's coming for you. The youth is getting cut down in their prime. The chains around the neck is matching outfits. As long as you can check out the design. That's when the blind leads the blind. The cheats are wrong. Never stop worrying about where we go. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. You represent Baltimore. You represent Baltimore. This is the city of hard luck. Squeegee boys out here just trying to make a buck. Ceasefire just wants all the violence to stop. While politics serves only the cream of the crop. Rarely benefits us. 12 o'clock boys when he's pop. Cops the beat like Baltimore hip hop. Lost boys forgotten in the back of lock up. Junk City is rough like heroin addicts in love. Methadone like offer next to Marcus Orchard block. As corny as it sounds, still just say no to drugs. Use all that you have to fight the hate with your love. Yes to more hugs. Club is a paradox. We dance with our hearts. That's why we rhythm and march. Like this is Sparta, we leave them all. Footprints in the dark. We talk the talk. Doug. Baltimore versus our horde. Crash the battle. Not a metaphor meant for us. Baltimore. To inspire. We need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. While charms inside, I represent Baltimore. To inspire. We need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. While charms inside, I represent Baltimore. I need more to see more. I need y'all to sing with me. Sing with this folks out together. So I'm gonna need y'all to roll with me. I don't know if y'all might have said the hook thousands of times, so hopefully y'all caught on. Just join it where you can join it. Fit it where you fit it. Here we go. Join it with me. Here we go. Baltimore. To inspire. We need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside. I represent Baltimore. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children, one more time, survivors. With charms inside, I represent. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. To inspire, we need more than no wire. Raising children into survivors. With charms inside, I represent Baltimore. We represent. Cleveland, sign up.